Buenos dias, or good morning. So, I'm sure you can hear them. They've been going at it ever since I walked out here. We actually filmed a little something before we start our little good morning deal, and I'll show you that in just a second. So what are we doing? Well, as much as the fun as it is to race this car with these struts on it, the novelty has worn off. It makes for, I guess, good video. It makes, I guess, for good still shots and stuff like that. But it is not any fun driving a car. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against the wheelies. That doesn't bother me. The first gear stuff, it's after first gear that all the problems start, because the car just will not settle down. Bounces all over the place. And again, it feels much worse in the car than it probably looks on camera or in car or out car. Man, I like things to be kind of smooth, and you know, I'm sure that's how everybody likes it. But it seemed to be especially bad at Atmore. We were actually running more air pressure in the tires than I normally run. I was at 13 to 14 PSI. I normally run 11.5 to 12, and it was just sticking the tire into the track. I mean, hats off to the Atmore crew. That right lane, man, woo! I mean, there was a couple times I didn't even do any kind of decent burnout. Just the water box is weird there, so there was like 2 passes, I think, where I was still hung in the water a little bit. It's just so long from the water box to the starting line. I'm just not used to it. And I wasn't pulling out far enough. I did, I guess, on the last 2. Man, it was just sticking the tire. So hats off to them, to track crew, and hats off to Mickey Thompson. So anyway, so what are we doing? Man, I got to change I could just change the struts and just put these other Lakewood 9010s on it. I could just put those on, but if I'm going to go to the trouble of doing that, let's just do the whole enchilada and do the Kmember and control arms and all that kind of stuff. Now, I will also say that this is kind of, in a sense, where in certain ways a project diverges from being, oh, it's a budget car. In this day and time, guys with Kmembers and control, that's not really out there. That's not really like, ooh, that's an expensive, that you spend a bunch of money on that car. They aren't cheap. They're not giving them away. I mean, technically speaking, I could go buy a freaking Nitrous Express mainline kit, carb kit, $400 or so, slap it on here, and be way faster than what it's going to run by just adding this Kmember kit. I mean, that's the reality of the situation, because all I'm doing now is just losing some weight. But I'm not really a power adder guy. That's just an example of where you spend your money in a certain way, and it's like, oh, that's not really a budget car. It's got tubular Kmember on it. It's got all this fancy. It's got that on it. That's fancy, and it starts kind of diverging a little bit. You got to pick and choose what you want to do. For me, it's all about basically trying to kind of go fast, do it within a certain budget. And when I say budget, I don't mean what I spend on the car. I mean when I go racing. I don't want to spend $150 every time I go to testing tube. I can't afford to do that. That's way out of my budget price range. So I don't want to have to go buy a mix of race gas, or I don't want to have to carry 23 sets of spark plugs with me, or I don't want to have to, spend, I don't even know what nitrous costs now, a pound. Could be up there a little bit. I haven't priced it because I don't use it. So I don't want to, spend 60, 70, maybe $80 on filling a nitrous bottle. And that leads me into the next thing. It's racing, doing it on what I consider a budget that I can afford. Everyone's budget's different, but that's my budget. And reliability. I want to get bang for my buck. And I'm not bashing on nitrous cars. I'm not bashing on power adder cars. If you have one of those, that's good. Good. I mean, good for you. I mean that. And I'm not saying that with tongue-in-cheek and sarcasm. I mean, hey, good for you. I mean, Pirate's building a ProCharger car, and I'm excited to see it come out. I can't run one of those cars. I can't have a car like that, really, because it just costs a lot more money to run them. The same thing with like a nitrous car. It's not to say I won't ever have nitrous on a car. I'm just saying, for the most part, when I do something, I want to make a bunch of passes. I mean, the last 2 track trips, I've made 16 passes in this car. Would have been 17 if it wasn't for that last one. I mean, some of that is because our tracks don't have long wait lines and staging and stuff like that. I just have the opportunity, but I could make even more than that if I wanted to. And there's a lot of guys like you guys watching that go to the track and maybe only get to make 3 passes or 4 passes. I mean, I'm making as many passes in 2 trips as it take you guys 4 or 5 trips. So there's always that balance. So, and it's, different strokes for different folks. So what I'm getting at is that, I'm spending a little money here that's not going to make the car appreciably faster, when I can spend money somewhere else and make it way faster. But that also comes with a cost on my side, So it all balances out. That's why if everybody liked the same thing, that's all we would have. We'd only have Fox bodies with turbo LSs in them. And I mean, I've seen plenty of those. So I see them on YouTube. How about that? So that's what we're doing. We're putting our tubular Kmember on. We've got a manual rack. As a matter of fact, let me show you that right now. We are doing what we do best, and that is robbing parts. We're taking the manual rack off the silver car. It's a Flaming River. I bought this thing years and years and years ago. But this car only has this manual rack, and it doesn't need it. We need it. The 86 GT needs it. Because if I'm going to put a Kmember on, I might as well put the good rack on too. So there we go. Hand-me-downs. Or somebody, I don't know, we're still, robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of a thing. But we'll just put a regular power rack back on this thing, with the loop lines, and no one will know the difference. Or it doesn't matter to me. How about that? So that's what we're doing. Boom. We got one tie rod end off. We got this little Harbor Freight. We've had this for quite a few years now. This has been a great little tool. It's like $13 or $14, I think, when I bought it. It's probably more now. Let's go, Brandon. It's probably more now, but it's a great little tool. You just put a little pressure on that baby and give her all wacky whack, and boom, pop right off. So let me get the other side, and then we'll knock the factory bolt stuff out, pull her on out. There it is. We have got it all out. So load it up, take it home. Boom. Daily Fox life. Get home from work. There we go. This is a power rack with let's pull it out, with a modified factory steering shaft. All right, let's check our manual rack. All right, our manual rack is 17.1. Okie dokie. For anyone out there that may have actually been wondering about this situation where you're like, hey, I'm going to get a manual rack, and you can do it cheap. This is not what I would consider the cheap option. This is a Flaming River, and I got the shaft. Now, I bought this on sale probably 12 years ago or so. They were I have no idea what a Flaming River costs now. But you may be asking yourself, why would I buy one? This is our power rack and Shelby, and with a stock steering shaft with a $20, $20 or $30 eBay U-joint on it. Now this whole situation right here cost $20 or $30, and plus whatever you have to pay someone to weld it, or if you could do it yourself. If you're extremely brave, you could drill it and pin it, but I'm not sure if I'm actually that brave. So that's our factory. Shelby, move, girl. But you're like, why would I, I'm going to get this big weight advantage or whatever. So once you take the power steering pump off and the lines and all this kind of stuff and loop it, these are technically plugged, but this actually came off the LTD. It's what we ran on the LTD. This right here, even if you do the Chinese rack and the offset bushings, if you do a Mustang 2 type rack or whatever, and do it like this one, the shaft, you're still going to be into it for probably about $150 or so.
And that's pretty much what I spent on when I did brain. It was right around $150. And what do you get for all that? A 2-pound weight loss. 2.5. So I can't remember if this is a quick ratio. Now you can get the different ratios if you get Flame River stuff. I can't remember if this is a quick ratio or if this is just a standard ratio. So why am I putting it on? Well, I've got it. Why not use it? Why not have the good stuff? You do not, you get rid of the lines and other little knick-knacky stuff. So it's just a little cleaner. But as far as actual, oh my gosh, I lost all this weight. You didn't. Not really. So it's just for you to decide. This is basically an apples to apples comparison of weight. So you get to decide if it's worth it or not. So, and if you're wondering about why the why the tie rod ends, why it looks so much longer, the LTD, when I had this on there, it had 1 inch shorter control arms for when you run drag brakes. It pulls the brakes in so the wheel offset looks correct. If you have a standard link control arm with drag brakes, it actually pushes the wheel out. So that's why those are in more than these. There you go. All right, cool. That's now we just got to get it on the car along with that stuff and some of this stuff. So those right there are going to make our life a whole lot easier. So, all right, well, let me get to work. I just figured I'd do that because I've weighed these before. I just haven't done it in a while, and sometimes you got to refresh your memory. I scribble stuff down all the time on notepads and pieces of paper, and then, of course, I lose the pad and lose the paper, and I'm like, what was this number for? And I just do that. I'm terrible about organization. Not that you know that, by the way, I work on a car. So, all right, well, there we go. Now you know, and boom, cool.
There you go. You've got the info, and that's a judgment call again. Is it worth it to you to, spend that money, or would you rather spend the money somewhere else? Technically speaking, I've already spent all this money, so I'm not actually buying anything. I'm just using stuff, consolidating parts, because I've had parts on some cars that were good, and it didn't go with the rest of the car just because at the time that's what happens. I'm just in the thing of consolidating parts. What am I racing now? What's running now? What is going to be racing in the future? What's going to be running in the immediate future? What is my, plan? And of course, plans change. This car changed my plans. I'm not supposed to be working on this right now, but it ran a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. So, that's what we're doing. We've got there's maybe a test and tune at Atmore Sunday. This is Friday morning. It's already a late start. And all I'm doing is putting the Kmember on. I still have plenty of other stuff that I need to do to the car. The distributor, I need to look into that. It's been running fine, but I'm probably leaving a little bit of ET on the table by not having it, with it being over advancing and stuff. So I need to look at that. I'm going to be off a couple days next week. So we're going to look, that's something that's on the list of things to do. But we're going to do this. We've got a test and tune potentially Sunday at Atmore, and we're going to try and make it to that. Then we're going to look at doing some other stuff, the distributor. I'll order some stuff for the anti-roll, and we'll probably maybe get a little bit more serious about a weight loss deal. I mean, we'll have to see. So anyway, I'm not even going to say it. We're going to try and get a little bit done, at least get the car jacked up and get started on it before we go meet Teresa for lunch, and then we'll get hard after it when we get back. So, all right, let me start jacking this thing up. We'll see you guys in the next clip. You're not a helper. Yes, thank you. Oh my God. Dude. You're killing me, Smalls. Oh my God. I've got the whole car jacked up. That might just be a preference thing. Just so it's not like tacoed a little bit. I mean, I know it's got frame, because these things are weak. So I just have it all leveled out. Also, the great thing about what we're doing is is that the whole thing can come out as one unit. The only thing that we're actually going to reuse from here is our brake calipers. Everything else is going to be gone. We've got the rotors, the rotors from the LTD, they're in better shape. The brake pads are in better shape. These things are toasted. We're going to use different struts, the springs, everything. We're just going to drop it. We'll knock the strut nut off, and then we'll get the spring popped out, and then we'll just take the Kmember loose and take the steering shaft loose. Just pull the whole thing out, the whole assembly. Just drop it out. Obviously, the motor mounts, we'll have it up on. We'll have the motor supported with the jack and some wood, and then the whole thing will just come right out. So, you know. But that's the great part, because we're not going to have to swap our ball joints and all that kind of stuff. It's we're not going to have to do anything except just do the tie rod in. So that's great. It makes it a little easier. And it was a long day or long week at work. And I'm a little bit more maybe beat up than normal. So I certainly hope that we can get this completed today. If not, we'll get it done in the morning. Again, we're doing it just like a lot of you guys do it. You don't have big shop or a shop. I mean, we got a shop, we just got it full of shit like everyone else. A lot of guys you work in your driveways, you work in the dirt, your yard, you gravel under an oak tree. We got a concrete pad, so we worked for many, many years in the dirt. I mean, I'd go to my dad's house because he had a regular driveway, and I'd go work on my stuff over there if I had a big job to do. So we're out here kicking it just like you guys, a lot of you guys. And you know what? At the end of the day, and I ain't hating on people with shops. Pirate has got a wonderful shop. That thing is super nice. Lance has got a nice shop. By Kevin's standards, I've got a nice shop. So it's all relative. But at the end of the day, when you're going down the track and you're sticking that stick and that smile on your face when you go through the traps, don't matter how big your shop is. Don't matter if you have a shop. Doesn't matter. None of it matters. It only matters that you're having fun. That's all that ultimately matters, at least to me. So, all right, there we go. That's our Jesus meeting for the day. Steering shaft bolt. The good news is since we've had this thing apart a couple of times, all this stuff comes apart kind of easy, or at least this part of it. I don't know why, but this car has brought out a little excitement in me. For some reason, I'm more motivated to work on it. Someone also asked, is this your new favorite car? No. The LTD is my favorite car. Head and shoulders. I love that car. I love the way I sit in that car. I love the way it runs. I love the way it sounds. I love everything about that car. The LTD is more about refining it, and I tinted the windows in that car, okay? I haven't tinted windows in a personal car of mine. I don't remember the last time. I mean, it's been 20-something years probably. At least 20-something years. I tinted the windows in Teresa's car and Jake's car, stuff like that. But my own personal vehicle, no. So I tinted the windows in that car. That tells you everything you need to know. It will probably never be technically as fast as some of the other stuff. Maybe not even as it. I hate to say that, but it'll always have. I don't ever see myself doing anything where I can't roll the front windows up and down. I don't. I can see myself putting a bar, having a roll bar put in that car, because I like that car. I plan on keeping that car. I like it. I can see myself. I've even thought about getting it clear coated just to preserve the patina. I mean, dude, when I'm talking about, that's as close as it's going to get for me putting paint on something. When I talk about getting something painted or clear coated, that's like getting married. We're in love. Hear what I'm saying? We are in love. And yes, there's not a throttle return spring on here. I'm just using the factory stuff. So, all right, we got that out. I got to be honest. I'm not super happy. I'm not super happy with the valve cover situation. I love the way they look. I love the vibe. I'm gonna have to put. I'm probably have to JB weld something in there and put a baffle in it because man, these things are just. It's just out of the breathers. You know, I could run the others. Maybe I don't know. I got to think on that. Anyway, not super happy with that, but I'm not super hateful about it either. So, all right, cool. This video is probably going to be long, but you guys say you like the long ones? To hell with it. You'll get the long one then. Because I don't do a lot of editing, so I just chop it up, chop it, mash it, and we'll just call that like some tussin jambalaya. That sounds terrible. All right. White zip tie. Look at this. We're getting, all we got to do is take that other nut off and take these brake calipers off. Watch, I'm going to drop the ratchet, hit you guys in the head. As long as I don't hit you, as long as I don't hit myself in the head, you guys be my meat shield. If I break this phone, Teresa, well, let's just say she would not be amused. Bless her heart. I swear, she has to deal with me. I mean, I want you guys to think about that. She has to deal with me every day. That's rough. I mean, seriously, I don't even want to deal with me every day. All right, let's get the other side. Look at that. Look at how we did that. Look at this. This is how we roll. Look at all this stuff. Oh, there we go. Let's get it. Ow, damn it. See, I just hit my finger on this hose clamp. And that, when I got this manual rack in here, I ain't gonna have those kind of problems. I'm not gonna have those kind of problems. I'm improving my way of life. What I need, that's what I need to do. I was gonna say what I need is I need a guy to work on my stuff for me. What I need to do is I need to go work for like Cletus McFarland and get a Ford up. I don't want to say that because the modular guys will lose their minds. I was going to say a real Ford, you know, a pushrod Ford. Yeah, we need to get a pushrod Ford up in there, and then I can work on that while they're changing all those LS motors out that they keep blowing up. Hey, their stuff's fast though. I ain't laughing that hard. Anyway, all right. I think we're well below their standards though. So. Cool. Look at that. We got that. Now we just got to get these brake calipers off. Look at this. We're having so much fun. You guys are getting all the live action. Right, Henry? They're getting all the live action. He's like, man, you want to see some live action? Get out here in this yard. Get on all fours with me and Shelvers, and we'll show you some live action. We like to get down and dirty. Yes, we do. Oh, damn, dude. You got dirt coming off. He's been working on his construction project over there. He's got a little hole. He's been working on it. Hey, hand puppet. Ah, hand puppet. Ah! You get some hand puppet. Yeah. He's like, man, you taste like grease, dude. There you go. All right. If you had a tongue like lava soap, man, you'd be a match made in heaven with him. Get him cleaned up. All right. Okay, that's great. I know. You're my best friend in the world. Well, Teresa is, but you're my best four-legged friend. And yes, people ask about the cats. Jack lives down the street. He's doing good. We see him from time to time out in the yard. He gives us the FU look. Such a hater. And Callie is out front. She stays out front. The dogs, you know what I mean. The inside cats and the dogs, they get along okay. Except for Allie. She got to tune them up all the time. Look at Henry. He's getting that zip tie right there. There he goes. White zip tie, dude. They taste better than the black ones, right? I guess. Vanilla. Callie stays out front. She's living a dream. Fed her this morning. Cheese Puff's out front, living a dream. Fed her this morning. Him. We don't know if that's a boy or a girl. We fed them this morning. So anyway, the cats are doing great.
And the dogs are now arguing over a zip tie. You see, Henry wants to show you, like, Shelby, take this zip tie from me. Just try to take it. See, take it. Shelby's like, leave me alone. I hate your guts, freak. You're just a freak. I'll take that if I want. You'll take it if you want, won't Shelby? You'll run off with it. He can't even catch you. Super fast. Super fast. Henry, no, you leave that alone. I want you guys to be honest. Are these pads still good? I mean, could we still, I mean, are they still good? Henry, we're gonna recycle those. Oh gosh, take it. No, leave it alone. I gotta watch you, dude. You'll steal stuff. You're a car thief. Getting in a bad, you're making the wrong decisions. You're running with the wrong crowd. That's right. Going to lunch, rocking that Daily Fox life. So, we're almost to the eating place, right over there. In these no personality strip mall. Hell yes. But hey, we got personality. Well, maybe not us, but this does. How about that? Hungry too, dang. Okay, we are at our normal eating place. This is actually a place called Barbecue. I'm smart.
Here.
It's called Voodoo. Yeah, there you go, Voodoo. You guys may see the cups. It's where we eat lunch. It's close to where Teresa works, so we meet here and eat lunch a lot of times. This is the gobbler. We decided we were going to try. It's a Thanksgiving thing. What do you think? Is it the... And I got a side of actually, she's wearing her, as I said, she looked like a little extra from Yellowstone or a little ranch girl from farmersonly.com. And who did you say you would represent?
Winchester.
The Winchesters from Supernatural. So she's a big Dean and Sam Winchester fan. So anyway, this is...
See, we'll let you know after.
Yeah. All right, we're done with lunch. See, I'm daily boxing. That's Kevin's daughter's thing. This is Teresa's doing the daily edge life. What are these emblems? Would you like? I'm sorry for the wind noise, guys. What is that emblem? What
Which
are these?
one?
Just tell me what they are.
Supernatural?
Supernatural.
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. Who's your hero? Young Sheldon?
Sheldon.
And then the Hedgehog. And that's actually Shadow.
Yes.
The Hedgehog, not Sonic. Because this is gray, like Shadow. What was the first thing you did? How long did you have this thing before you got wheels for it? Like a week?
Maybe.
And then got the front windows tinted. Other than that, it's perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for you. Okay. Well, I gotta...
racing people in it.
Volkswagen GTIs, man, I have killed some Volkswagen GTIs in this thing. That's like in this and the Mountaineer, I think that's like the only races. I don't know why, it just happens that way. So, all right, cool. We'll see. Oh, sorry, I'm filming you. All right, I gotta go home. You gotta go back to work.
Yeah, you want to.
And I gotta put, this is for the girls at work, picking up orders. I'm about to get in Teresa said, the Hedgehog is dirty. I said, it looks great compared to the Brain. It's pristine. All right, I gotta go back and get back to work. So, cool. We'll see you guys in the next clip, right? Say bye.
Bye.
Say it again, because I don't think I got you good. You're so shy.
Bye.
We're back from lunch, and before we left, I had to put you guys on the charger for a minute. Recharge your batteries. We got the springs out, and we got springs out. Check out these struts. Oh my God. This one is a sort of worker. That other one though, toast. All right, now let's start knocking some bolts out of this rig. All right, we have got all the bolts out, and it's ready to, start whee. There it comes. Yay. Well, sort of. We got a piece of wood on the other side. Just kind of holding it up So this is where 3 jacks would come in handy, or if I would use the engine hoist to hold the motor and stuff like that. We got a piece of, so it's not tweaking the bolts in there. We kind of could go straight up and straight out. So anyway, but let me finish getting it out. It's a 2-handed job. Here we go. There it is. Look at that. We ain't gonna need none of this. Not where we're going. So now I gotta squeeze it out from under the car. I should have, in hindsight, I should have put the jack in the back. Ooh, I can still do that. I can use a little jack. I should have done it in the back, and it'd be easier to just go out the front. But you know, work smarter, not harder. Duh. We got it rolled out. There we go. Some of you might be wondering what's the exact weight loss. We've done this a few times. There's a bunch of information online about it. I want to say, I think on Krusty, it was 55 or 56 pounds going from stock Kmember arms, springs to tubular Kmember, you know, coilovers, A-arms. I think it was right at a 55-pound weight savings. So this one's probably going to be just a click more, just a click. That is a chromoly Kmember and arms. I think Krusty's was mild steel. Also, this has got stock springs in it. And Krusty had Moroso springs, which are a little bit thinner spring. They weigh less is what I'm getting at. Drag springs, so they weigh a little less. So you're probably, I mean, if you just want to throw a number out there, let's say 5 pounds. So with the rack, 60 pounds, we might be 60 pounds of total weight loss between some of the few differences. And we'll take that. We'll take that all day long. So I know that's not going to really help us on as far as how the car's hiking the front tires up. But like I said, I don't really have a problem with that. It's once it comes down and tries to go back up again and comes down and tries to go back up, that kind of stuff. We got to get that out of our life. So anyway, but we got the old stuff out, and we're fixing to put the new Kmember. We'll go ahead and bolt the new Kmember in, and we'll start putting the arms on and put the rack and put the coil springs. And we got caster camber plates. In case you're not aware, you need caster camber plates to run the coilovers. So we'll get all that done, and we'll get the rotors and stuff on, whatever. So all right, well, we're making progress. It is such a nice day. I had a great lunch, and the company was even better. And so these are the kind of days I like, where I'm just out here kind of screwing around, no real pressure, just kind of doing my thing. So makes it enjoyable. Not when I feel like I'm rushing. I always feel like I'm rushing. So anyway, this is I want to show you guys something. I'm sure somebody will freak out about this. Look at this right here. How you like that? Yeah, we're gonna put that back in. I just want you guys to look at it first. Look at that. Now the other bolt looks okay. We may clean that. We'll clean these up on the wire wheel, because we're just those kind of guys. So anyway, let me get back to work. Oh, get it done. It's freaking valve covers, or the breathers. So let's get that done. Ooh-wee. That is chicken soup for the hot rodder soul right there, kids. I know, right? You can't see anything except a bunch of junk. We have got us a sure enough tubular Kmember. Man, that gets my heart beat up a little bit. I love lightweight stuff. I love imagining how much faster it's going to be, if it's going to be any faster. Should be damn sure easier to drive. And for the record, I know there are people online, or there has been discussion online or comments online about UPR stuff. Kmembers are trash. This Kmember is almost 13 years old.
it saw a lot of street miles. I mean, before I started doing the YouTube channel, I actually drove the blue and silver car a lot. So it's seen, and I actually looked it over before I put it in. When I pulled it out, I looked it over a little bit. Everything looks fine, no cracks, no nothing. So it's like anything else. A lot of times the only thing that you hear is the negative stuff. I typically, at least every other trip, it seems like, I go up to the track guys and tell them they did a great job, because typically the only people that say anything about track is they bitch about it. So I tell them, hey, you guys did a great job. So same thing with products. If something you have sucks, then everybody in the world knows about it because someone's crying online about it. And a lot of times, let's be honest, and if you're in any kind of business that have a customer, especially if you're in like the performance business or like construction or something, you have to save the customer from themselves. Let's be honest about that, because not everybody knows what the hell they're doing. Now, I'm not saying that I do. All I'm saying is that people buy stuff and they have no concept of how to use it, or they misuse it. And then they blame the product, you know, instead of pointing the finger at themselves and saying, you know what, I kind of screwed that up because I'm an idiot. No, you don't get none of that. You just get, oh, that's a piece of shit because blah, 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 blah. So I'm just saying that I've had no problems with my UPR Kmember or A-arms. So there you go. Chalk one up for me being a UPR guy, because I've had no issues with it. Just saying, you know, and I've had mine a long times. Anyway, we got that in. Now we got, you know, start putting everything. I think maybe I may put the control arms on first and put the rack in. So anyway, all right, cool. Let me get back to work. But we are making progress and things are looking up. You know, the more I do to this car, the more I'll start liking it. I know it is a rusty piece of dog shit, but it's my rusty piece of dog shit. So we're gonna go beat the DS out of it. How about that? Let's go. And we're gonna leak oil out of these valve covers. Son of a bitch. All right, let me get to it. I'm gonna beat this car like Shelby's beating Henry over there. Look, she got him submissed right now. That's a 10 count. Yeah, she had him. 100%. They get in the house, Henry's the guy, but outside, nah, Shelby's queen of the yard. Get him, Shelby. She don't take no crap off him. Get him, Shelbers. The term, I double dog dare you, she double dog dares him every day. So anyway, they're good buddies though. They're like best friends. Oh, yummy, yummy. Here's good stuff. Sorry, I'm watching my finger, not the camera. That sounds like an old thing from, you know, like one of those internet movies on the bad sites that you're not supposed to be on. I'm watching my finger, not the camera. Ugh. Anyway, we have got our control arm deal. We got the, oh, damn. Oh, that side doesn't unscrew, my bad. Yeah, so we're gonna put a little synthetic on here. I know grease breaks down bushings and all this kind of stuff. Bruce never sees these things, like I say, when we put this thing on. One thing me and Bruce do agree on, and that's lubricant. So you can, like I've said before, you can almost never have too much lube. But you can't have too little. Just, that's a Tussin tip, okay? We bringing that back. Tussin's tips. Never have too much lube, but you can have too little. You know, like I say about the car, if you put a part on and it doesn't slow it down, that's as good as going faster. Just means you can grow into it. But if it slows you down, then we may need to look at that a little harder. So, all right, let's get this control arm in here and put a little, oh gosh, see, I'm not filming. I'm not watching myself. I'm being stupid. I can't do this one-handed, damn it. All right, feel like David. All right, that just took a minute to get those tapped in and put a little, we'll get our little wrenches and our impact, and we'll snug those babies up, and we'll put the rack on. Look at this. We're just moving right along here. Sweet. Hey, Henry, what's up? Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, guys. What's happening? Oh, you guys just got licked. I hope you liked it. It's a very enjoyable experience, trust me. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. It's not that enjoyable. Well, nah, it's great. He's a good dog. No one else in the house will really let him lick them like I let him lick me, so he gets a kick out of it, I think.
got it all on and secure. Now we can put a rack on. So let me get, I don't want to lay in, I don't want to actually lay in that. So let me go get a piece of cardboard. We have got our motor mounts bolted in. Hand puppet takeover. Hey, we've also got the rack bolted in. I did all the work. Sokka's been in the glove box screwing off all day. And I got to pet the dogs because I'm special. All right, we're not going to let Hand Puppet do any more videos or clips. He sounds a little odd. I'm sorry, Hand Puppet. You're just not cut out for YouTube. At least not for talking. You can just make guest appearances. All right, here we go. We got the rack bolted in. And all we got to do is do the... we got to bolt the bolt for the steering shaft. But other than that, now we can start putting the you know, the deal in, the other parts of the deal. So yes, that's a white zip tie hanging down there. See that? It's got white zip ties everywhere. It's like they're like mushrooms. They're just spread. So let's keep on keeping on. We're losing our daylight, and that's fine. We'll finish up in the morning, but get a little bit more done. All right. We've got the spindles mounted. Yes, I got to put cotter pin and castle nut. I know. This one's got the hub on it, but we got to tighten it all up and everything. So put our struts and stuff on. Like I say, we're losing the daylight, Shelbers. She goes, she has probably outworked me today. She has run Henry around. She has done some serious hole digging. What do you think, girl? Mom, you guess what Mom told us today? We can't have no more grapes. She said it's bad for dog kidneys. So you and Henry get no more grapes. When I eat, basically anything I eat, Shelby eats. So if I'm eating grapes, I bite half the grape and then I give her the other half. I bite half, I give her half. She knows when I cheat. If I just put a grape in my mouth, she gives me the look. Henry, he'll eat them, but he's just eating them because Shelby's eating them. Shelby eats them because she likes them and because she thinks I like them. So, okay. Oh, here we go. Let's get it started. I swear, you guys are destroying the yard, 100%. Rawr. That orange piece laying out there, that's what's left of a rubber mallet. I cut the end off so Henry could have it as a chew toy. I don't think he's too impressed, but hey, that's recycling, baby. All right, let's see if we can do a little bit more before we lose all the light. We'll be close enough to finish tomorrow. We've got one side almost done. We've got the strut bolted up and everything. We've got the caster camber plate in and all the deal. So we just got to put the brakes on, and then we got to finish up doing the, well, let me phrase that. We got to do tighten up the wheel bearing, tighten up the rotor and stuff, and then spray it down a little bit, put the brake caliper on it, then this side will basically be done. So, you know, I can live with that. So, yeah, we've made a, huge mess. That's what we do. We just make messes. All right, guys, we're going to call today a wrap, and I'm just going to go and end this video. Kind of have looked at the editing or whatever, and I was like, wow, it's got a lot of hours or a lot of minutes. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap this up. We've been kind of doing this two-part deal. It is what it is. So see how far we got. We're almost finished it up tomorrow, and then once we get it done, we'll take it for we'll take it for a test ride, and then hopefully we'll be ready to go to the track. Maybe they'll race. We don't really, if they don't, we'll do some other stuff to it, but we got to get our licks in while we can. Me, I kind of like to do one thing at a time and then see how it performs and stuff like that. So, but that is not always possible if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting. I mean, that happened with the LTD where I had some bad track days and did get some stuff done, and it just puts us behind. That's just the way it is. So I'd like to get to the track. So anyway, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for commenting.
And especially thanks for watching. And today was the day that I put out this morning I put the track video up. So I've been working on a car and kind of trying to answer some comments and stuff like that. So everyone seemed to enjoy it. So it was fun, but again, I don't mind the big wheelies, but man, I'm tired of this thing bouncing on track. So hopefully we've cured some of that. But anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Well, you know, in the next video here on the substandard leader in Fox body videos. And we are the substandard leader. I don't care what David says. We are the substandard leader. He just doesn't care. We actually care, and it sucks. That's the difference. So that's why we're substandard leader. Say goodbye, Hambo. What you got, Shivers? That's a rubber mallet.